All Things Maroon is a student-led news program pre-recorded in the broadcast studio at Eastern Kentucky University.
Today on All Things Maroon, the Knoll Studio at EKU helps with more than just English tutoring. The Student Sustainability Coalition gives a space for students to relieve their climate anxiety through art. The EKU Counseling Center offers insight on the importance of therapy and the resources they provide. And a discussion with the leaders of the Young Democrats and the College Republicans. I'm Aiden Bauer with All Things Maroon. Today we're highlighting student services on campus, from student-led organizations like the College Republicans and Young Democrats to services for students like the Knoll Studio and Counseling Center.
I'm All Things Maroon reporter Emily Kessler, here at the Eastern Kentucky University Knoll Studio. A lot of professors have students come to the Knoll Studio for consultations about their work. However, the Knoll Studio is more than that. It's a place for creativity and collaboration.
This is EKU's Writing and Communication Center. We help EKU students across the disciplines with any writing or communication related project they're working on. My role as the director is to supervise our 54 course embedded consultants, graduate consultants, and general consultants. Most of the work that we do in the studio is helping EKU students across the disciplines. So regardless of what your major is, we help students on any writing and communication related project that they're working on. Students schedule a 1-hour consultation to meet with one of our general consultants, and we can help students on any writing or communication related project or any visual design project with all phases of the composing process. What some people don't know is that we also help if a student is a creative writer and is working on a screenplay or poem or short story. Our consultants are trained to help students regardless of what that writing project might be. So we can offer global feedback in a consultation for students coming in with projects that they're doing, for fun outside of class.
So I started out as a course embedded consultant working one-on-one with students, and I think that I gained a lot as far as learning about how to interact with other students and how to be there for them and listen to them and hear what their concerns are and try to meet their needs. Whenever you're right, you're representing who you are verbally, like with words. A lot of people have experienced professors or teachers telling them that their writing's not good, and that in turn becomes like, I'm not good. Like, I'm a bad writer, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad thinker, I'm not intelligent. That's kind of how it spirals down that I've seen. And being able to instill that confidence in students and let them know that, like, no, you're not stupid, and you can totally do this, and you have ideas that matter, that's the most rewarding part to me.
The Knoll Studio is open to all students, even those who don't have a consultation. The open space in the middle allows for students to collaborate with their peers. The Knoll Studio's hours are 8 to 7, Monday through Thursday, and 8 to 1 on Friday. Once again, I'm Emily Kessler.
Up next, we have a story about the Student Sustainability Coalition, which is providing a way for students to relieve anxiety about the climate through art. Here's Aaron Jones with the story.
Hello, I'm Aaron Jones with All Things Maroon. Today we'll be covering the Art for Climate Anxiety event hosted by the Student Sustainability Coalition. On Wednesday, November 13th, students gathered at the Powell Building for an evening of artistic expression aimed at confronting the growing issue of climate anxiety.
We usually do presentations that talk about 2 good climate things and 2 bad climate things happening in the world. So like innovations versus natural disasters, or like things degrading in the environment. But today we're actually just focusing on art because it's been a really sensitive time, and I wanted to kind of change like the course of what we're doing today. So it's the holidays and ornaments are fun, and we're playing with little moss and trinkets and rocks, and so I feel like it's a very soothing thing to have during this time.
This event is open to all SEC members along with non-members interested in learning about EKU's Sustainability Office and current environmental happenings going around all over the world.
So we don't just do environmental sustainability, we do human sustainability, working on economic sustainability in the meantime, starting to do some initiatives with students who are food insecure, but we provide tampons in the women's and gender-neutral bathrooms and PAL and other places along campus. And then we also provide funding and grant money towards Meadowbrook Farms here on EKU and other sustainable initiatives.
We focus on all things eco on campus. We created a composting program, recycling initiatives, dorm recycling on campus will be coming soon, things like that. Also, the Art for Climate Anxiety is just a space to give students to come and talk about these scary things going on with like eco-driven things in the world, and channel it into some art. Take a break from it, listen to some lo-fi, and channel some art.
Thanks for watching. With All Things Maroon, I'm Aaron Jones.
The 2024 election finished in November, with Donald Trump becoming the second president in American history to be elected for a second non-consecutive term. Today on All Things Maroon, we are joined by the president of EKU's College Republicans, Selena Miskimen. Doing well, I'm doing well. We wanted to get you in here and hear your point of view on this election that just wrapped up. So Donald Trump, obviously, took away the win. So how does this affect Republican students at EKU?
As in, what way are you talking about? As in voting, or?
I guess the policies that are going to be set in place for EKU students to be able to benefit from this.
Okay, well, there has been a lot of misinformation around when Trump says that he's going to, in quote, cut the education aspects of it, but I think it will be very beneficial to students because I think it'll make things cheaper for them. Yeah. It might not make the school tuition cheaper, but it'll probably make other things like maybe apartment costs, like in Grand Campus or things like that, cheaper.
Yeah, no, 100%. So with him in office now, there's a lot of room for growth for the College Republicans. How do you guys plan on to engage more students and to be able to grow from this win in the election?
To be able, I apologize, to be able to grow from this win in the election?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Just as a club, as an organization.
Oh, okay, I understand. Well, we're definitely planning on events. We're going to the Capitol in Frankfurt on February 5th, and we're going to meet the Senator, Jared, and the House of Representative, Donna Frazier, I believe. So that's an event that we're looking forward to. The senator there is Republican. We're also planning on doing tabling events, as well as collaborating with Turning Point and getting more speakers to come.
Yeah, I gotcha. So how would you address the people who are concerned, let's say they voted for Kamala Harris and they're concerned Donald Trump is in office now, they're unhappy with the election. What would you say to those people who are unhappy with the results?
I would say that they should look back, because I've heard a lot of reasons as to why people might be upset. I would say that they should look back to his presidential, when he was president back before Biden, and take notes from there. Because a lot of people, like I've heard that a lot of people think that something really horrible is going to happen, like slaves again or things like that. So he was president once before.
Right. So how do you plan on bridging the divide? Because obviously it's a big one, you know. It's a bipartisan. How do you plan to bridge the divide between the young Democrats and the college Republicans, or just the general Democrat student population? Where does that divide get smaller for you all?
We're actually collaborating with the young Democrats. We collaborated with them in this past semester here, and we did a tabling event, and we're friendly with one another. So I think we can do more stuff together. Yeah,
well, that's what we love to hear. We love to hear that, and we're glad to, bring down the conflict a little bit. So thank you again for joining us. After this break, we will be joined in the studio by Vice President and co-founder of the Young Democrats to get her thoughts on the conclusion of the recent election.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
So we are the Eastern Progress, the student media network here at Eastern Kentucky University. We produce a print edition once a month. We do weekly content Monday through Friday during the academic school year. And with that content, we do visuals, video programs, news articles, feature articles, anything you can really think of that you would put in a student newspaper, we do. We have weekly meetings on Thursdays at 5 p.m. in Combs 325. You can have your voice heard and gain real-world experience right here in Combs. If you're interested in joining the Progress, come to Combs 325 every Thursday at 5 p.m. for our weekly meetings. See you there.
We are back from commercial, and we are here today with the Vice President and co-founder of the Young Democrats, Alice Harkins.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, Alice. So we're going to talk today about the 2024 election and the results of that. So, obviously Donald Trump, he's going to be inaugurated in January. How will Trump winning affect the morale of the left-leaning students on EKU's campus?
So I kind of think it goes without saying that right after the election, a lot of people who weren't in support of Trump were initially shocked. I think that's the case with every election, if you're on the losing side. So we've been just kind of working on looking towards a more hopeful future, trying to get through these 4 years, because truly at the end of the day, they only have so much time in there. We're just going to try and stay focused on the causes that matter to us, stay more focused on policy issues, state and local elections. We've also got midterms coming up, which seems far away for 2 years, but it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to stay hopeful and just remind everybody, even though he won and he did win the popular vote, there were still over 77 million people, I think, that voted for Harris.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a complete, blowout like with Reagan and Carter that we saw.
No, yeah. So you mentioned that he's only going to be in there for a little while in his 4-year term. How will those policies that he plans on putting into effect over the next 4 years, how will those affect EKU students on campus?
Well, definitely when we're looking at, Biden had proposed the student debt forgiveness that I think kind of has no shot in hell now. Sorry, I can't say that. No shot to pass with the Trump administration, but those kinds of things are important to students, and also accessibility to education, the quality of your education. If the plans to dismantle the Department of Education kind of move forward, that's going to drastically impact students, and disproportionately rural students or students of minority communities that experience more disparities in education, and that can directly impact their paths to coming to a secondary higher institution.
So how do you believe that Democrats on campus will be able to rebuild back after this election? What are the next steps?
Well, we were definitely talking yesterday. We kind of had a regroup and de-stress before finals and after the election. And we focused a lot on just kind of being more hopeful. So politics is incredibly divided right now. And while we are, of course, a partisan organization, we want to kind of be more inclusive to students and be like, hey, you might not be a Democrat, but if you care a lot about climate change, come with us to this rally if you want to. Or, hey, we're going up to the Capitol in January. If you care about this policy, just feel free to come with us. We don't want to ostracize you. It's really important to kind of bridge those gaps, because there are a lot of people who, whether or not they can believe it now or not, have a lot more in common with who they see as the opposition than differences. And we've gotten so caught up on looking at one individual instead of the policies, what are the root cause of these fears, problems, issues, and then kind of working from there.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Well, I appreciate your time today. I'm glad that you could come out, and it's always good to hear from you all. So thank you for being here again. And our next story comes to us from the EKU Counseling Center with reporter Jude Williams.
Hello, this is Jude Williams with All Things Maroon. Today I'm reporting on the Counseling Center to learn about the services and events they offer to EKU students.
Well, at EKU Counseling Center, we have a variety of things. We have the relaxation room. You don't need an appointment. Come as often and stay as often as you want. There's napping stations. There's wonderful massage chairs. A crisis appointment, of course, you can call. We also have something called a single session treatment appointment, and that's something that I really encourage students to try out. It's great for people who have never had any therapy experience.
Developmentally, this age is one in which there's arguably some of the most transitions that are going on for people at this point in their life. So it becomes a very important period of time in which people can seek out support to get some guidance on how do I make this adjustment and transition a positive one.
We have partnered with our community partners at the rec center, and we've done a self-care Let's Talk bingo night. We have in the past a play day where we have therapy dogs come on campus and just give people time to just relax and just get some of that cathartic, warm and fuzzy therapy.
The other piece about therapy I think that's really beneficial is that it's objective, meaning you have someone involved to kind of give you feedback or to kind of reflect ideas back to you based on not having a benefit, you might say, themselves from the advice or feedback that they're giving you.
If you would like to set up an appointment with the Counseling Center, visit their website. They also accept walk-ins. This has been Jude with All Things Maroon.
With the holidays approaching and the seasons changing, remember to stay safe and take care of yourself. This is Aiden Bauer with All Things Maroon. Thank you for watching.